to Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson makes someone miss. Garrett Wilson's loose to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Breece Hall cuts up the middle. Breece Hall's loose. Breece Hall's gone. Breece Hall is gone. He walks into the end zone. Josh Allen fires it over the middle. Intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks off Allen. Sauce Gardner, let's go. The rookie picks off Josh Allen. Win it. Let's go. Oh my God. Drops back to pass. He fires it over the middle. Touchdown. Garrett Wilson. The New York Jets tie the football game. The rookie. The Jets win. The Jets win. Ashton Davis. Ices the game. Let's go. Handle Quinnen Williams with the tackle for loss. That's a loss of 5 yards. Josh Allen. He's going to fire up a bomb. Josh Allen. Sauce Gardner's there for the game winner. The Buffalo Bills and improved to 6-3 on the year. Sauce Gardner.
Today, that's how we get run the ball, boy.
Yo, Jets Nation, welcome back to another Jets Media live stream. We are live here on Thursday, March 16th, the 1 day removed from Aaron Rodgers announcing on the Pat McAfee show that he indeed intends to play for the New York Jets. And now we wait for the official trade to actually happen. In today's show, we're going to focus in on the free agency because the Jets could be making some moves today or tomorrow or the next day. We'll figure that out. But the Jets still have a lot of moves to make in free agency. We still have a lot to talk about regarding the compensation of what's holding up the Jets and the Packers for this trade. And hopefully the news breaks sooner rather than later. We also had some news last night. Solomon Thomas re-signs with the New York Jets on a 1-year deal up to $3.9 million. And that's one of the weakest positions of the team. So we needed to add a body. And I'm happy that we brought Solomon Thomas back. Not my favorite player on the team, not a player that's going to have any significant impact, but we need depth and we need pieces at that interior defensive line because we lost Sheldon Rankins, we lost Nathan Shepard, and now we need to add 2 or 3 more bodies to the interior defensive line. So take a look out on that. Another hole on this offense or on this team in general is the center position. Connor McGovern is still unsigned, so we have a gigantic hole. Players like Ben Jones from the Titans is a player to keep in mind. Are the Jets going to pursue him? The Jets were in on the 49ers center, but apparently he decided to take less money to stay with the San Francisco 49ers. And Aaron Rodgers was even in on trying to recruit that man to the New York Jets. So the Jets are going to be adding offensive line help. We already got our guy in Allen Lazard in free agency, a 4-year, $44 million contract to join his buddy Aaron Rodgers when it officially happens, hopefully. And yeah, I'm excited to break it all down in today's live show. I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts, and we're going to hear your guys' thoughts as well in the live chat. And we're going to take some call-ins as well as we progress in the live show. So if you guys can do me a solid, hit that thumbs up button if you did not already on your way into the show. And let's get it started. Woo! Man, this marathon of live streams the last 2 weeks since Aaron Rodgers and the Jets first were meeting, it's been special, man. It's been special. John Torres says, what's up, my man? Have you heard the Packers are interested in Jermaine Johnson in the trade package? I did not hear that. Where are you getting that from? Are you just speculating they're interested, or is that actually something? What up, D. Santana? Astros off the chains, ready. What's up, man? How much cash do we have? Around 11.9 mil. Richie, did you see Furman beat Virginia? I did see that. March Madness is underway. When do you think the AR trade goes through? I think there's a chance that this goes into next week, but I think that's the latest. I really feel like the Jets are holding their ground, and they're smart here. They understand that the Packers have to get rid of Aaron Rodgers. Otherwise, his cash money is going to be getting hit hard. And the Packers, everyone thinks that they have all the leverage here. Well, I think the Jets have some leverage because if the Jets do not trade for Rodgers, then that money is going to really hit the Packers organization hard. And I'm sure they do not want to pay a player that doesn't want to play for them. So I'm hopeful that the deal gets done. Obviously, what's holding this up is the Packers are looking to get at least a first-round pick, if not multiple, and the Jets are saying, hell nah, we're not giving you a first-round pick. We're talking about a quarterback who might just play one season, and he doesn't even want to play for you guys. So it's just do the right thing. Bring him here. JJ ain't going nowhere. Only third-round pick if they are lucky. This year, I would only give a fourth. Dude, Jermaine ain't going nowhere. I don't know where that came from. V-Man, what up, bro? Hey, man, off topic. Sorry to hear about Diaz, but don't blame the WBC. It means a lot to us Puerto Ricans. Oh, my God, V-Man. Why'd you have to bring it up? I don't want to talk about Diaz. It makes me so sad. All my Mets fans in the chat, today's a very sad. Well, last night was a sad day, but today's a sad day about Edwin Diaz, man. Our closer, the trumpets. We're not going to focus in on that because I would really get upset. The more I think about Edwin Diaz, the more upset I get. We're not going to think about it. All right, V-Man? I understand that you're proud of your Puerto Rican WBC team, and I'm not going to get into that. But I understand where you're coming from, brother. A third this year, first next year, plus Corey Davis and Denzel Mims. I don't think Mims has to be included, but I do think that a third this year and a first next year conditionally, and Corey could get the deal done. Ryan, what's up, man? Richie, I just want to thank you for doing this long marathon you gave us stream. Streaming isn't easy, and it's obviously how dedicated you are to making your streams the best possible. Love you, man. Ryan, I love you too, brother. Thank you so much, man. I do appreciate you tuning in to all my shows and always appreciate you showing me all the love that you do on my channel, brother. Appreciate you, man. VR, how devastating. How devastating. We can finally give him without giving up first. No doubt. Ben Jones at center. I'm down, King Joe. No 13. I think that the Jets can get the deal done without giving up number 13. King says, what's up, Richie? Next year is going to be exciting for the AFC East. Yes, it is. This is going to be the most dogfight of an AFC East division there's been in a long, long time. The anticipation is going to increase for the AFC East this season. The stakes are high. Things are going to be going crazy. Let's freaking go. So the latest news about the New York Jets, guys, we heard that the Jets are interested in Odell Beckham Jr. We heard that little rumor that he was on his wish list. Well, Odell Beckham Jr. is being talked with a lot of teams that's not named the New York Jets. So I don't think Odell is coming to the Jets. So everyone that's been on that train, it ain't happening, in my opinion. Wayne, a great member of the channel, says, salute. Salute to you, Wayne. How you doing? Jet Life, what's up, man? Jet ETS, yes, sir, King. If Pat somehow got Lamar, this division will be crazy. Let's hope that does not happen for all of our sakes. How about that? All of our sake of things, let's hope that Lamar Jackson goes nowhere near the New England Patriots. So the latest thing that we have to look out for as Jets fans is obviously the Aaron Rodgers situation because it's not official yet. I have no concerns. I think it's happening. There's no doubt in my mind that Joe Douglas and the New York Jets are going to do everything in their power to get this done. They're smart by not just surrendering to the price of the Green Bay Packers. They have to hold their ground. They have to show that they understand his value. And the Packers is going to have to eventually say, you know what? We were trying to extract the most value as possible. It wasn't happening. You could take him for this amount of money or this amount of draft picks, this amount of players. I'm just hoping it happens damn soon, bro, because I do not want this to drag on weeks and weeks and weeks leading up until the NFL draft. We don't need this as a fan base. We had the euphoric experience yesterday of hearing from Aaron Rodgers himself that he wants to play for the Jets on the Pat McAfee show. That was like just a spiritual experience for us. That was just like an out-of-body, like, whoa, Aaron Rodgers, the Hall of Fame quarterback, one of the greatest quarterbacks of our generation, says openly that he wants to play for the Jets. All right. The Jets got to get this done. And they've known this for a week now. It's not like they're just hearing that Rodgers wants to come. They've been working on a deal with the Green Bay Packers for a week now. And if not even a week, they called the Packers by the Super Bowl to get a head start on this trade. So they definitely have a groundwork. They definitely have a compensation. And I'm sure that the Packers feel like they have leverage here and they're trying to get a couple firsts. And another thing to keep in mind, We're hearing all these rumors of what the Packers want and all the Packers thing. We're not hearing an absolute peep out of One Jets Drive. There is no reports coming out of the Jets organization. You got to give them credit because this is the biggest story in the entire NFL, and nobody knows what's going on at One Jets Drive. They knew that Aaron Rodgers wanted to be a Jet since Friday, and they did not let that get out to anybody, not their own beat, not the NFL media, and that's going to continue because with this negotiation of the Packers and the Jets, now all the reporters are going to try to get inside sources to the Jets. Oh, what are you guys looking to get? What's your price? No, we're not hearing that. We're hearing what the Packers price is because the Jets are keeping this quiet. They're doing this professionally. They know that this is a tricky scenario, and they're trying to get this deal done officially so Aaron Rodgers can come to the Jets, start building his chemistry with Garrett Wilson, with Elijah Moore, with Breece Hall, with the boys, and he can come out there and let's get it done, bro. Let's get it done. Come on. Come on! So sick of waiting for this. Looks like we are in a couple big-name free agents that would cost Brown and Cox. Any chance that we turn to CJGC? CJGJ. Thought we weren't going for the big names with our cap, but it appears like we are. So, to answer your question, no, I do not see us going after that guy because what do you think? What's in common of Brown and Cox? The trenches. The Jets are going to, if they're going to spend big money in the offseason, in my opinion, in free agency, it's going to be in the trenches. Brown is a tackle. Cox is a D tackle. Those two guys would have been upgrades and at positions we need. I know safety is a position that we need, but I don't see the Jets breaking the bank for a safety. I see the Jets breaking the bank for an offensive lineman. I see the Jets breaking the bank for a defensive lineman, but I do not see them breaking the bank for a safety. I just sincerely don't. Would he be an upgrade? Absolutely. Would he be a ball-hawking safety this defense needs? Yes. But I do think the Jets like what they have at safety, and they're going to probably draft a couple safeties or one or two, maybe sign a cheaper one, and then go in and try to build up those trenches because that's really what it comes down to, man. Who do you want to draft at 13? I think it really comes down to how free agency pans out. And hopefully we can keep number 13, right? So if we can keep 13 and we don't sign a tackle, well, the Jets were in on Orlando Brown. Now that tells me they're interested in getting a new tackle. So give me one of the best offensive tackles available at 13 then. Trade the third round, Mims and Corey, for A-Rod. I don't think we have to give up on Mims, guys. I think Corey Davis and some picks would get it done. I don't really want to give up on Mims. Packers let the trade go through until June. This might end terribly. That won't happen, my man. We offer them a third-round pick. If they hurry, they can use it this year. Yeah. Any chance this trade gets done tonight? This trade can happen any moment. It can happen right now. It can happen tonight. It can happen tomorrow. It can go into next week. This is the reality of this. Let's get some super chats in here, boys. Thanks, bro. How do I do one? You click that money sign on the bottom of the chat. That's where the super chat icon is. Thank you, Chet Life. I appreciate you. If the Jets do get Rodgers, then Miami versus Jets needs to be primetime game next season. Make it happen. Oh, it will be. Just rewatched Jet Central. My boy said Johnson is a hot name in the Packers facility. So is that where this is coming from? I wonder where Jet Central got that from. That's very interesting. I haven't heard anything about that. So hopefully, if we're giving up on JJ, that means we're not giving up on Carl Lawson. I don't think Jermaine's going anywhere. Maybe that's the holdup. Maybe the Packers want some of our young players. Just tell Rodgers to show up next month to Packers training camp. Then we'll see. 60 million reasons. Buckle up. Green Bay playing hardball. Yes, they are. And now we sit and wait. Hear me out. They do have the leverage because if it doesn't pan out, the fan base would be crushed. The idea of Lamar doesn't mean anything because they need a quarterback too and it can match. Plus, then you burn. Yeah, man. The leverage is arguably on both sides if you want to look at it from the perspective. Need a new punter. Right now, Braden Mann's still our punter. They have not moved off of him, so we'll see. Brown and Cox are off the board. I know, but the Jets were in on both of them. So that tells you that the Jets are interested in bringing in both tackles on both sides of the ball. Calais Campbell. I'm all in on Calais, bro. Bring me Calais Campbell. I'm down. What's good, Ali? Jamal says, longtime Packers fan here. You guys have a great thing going. But in my opinion, the brass cannot go back to your fans without Rodgers. You guys are already excited. A first is a small price for glory. Good luck. Yeah, the Jets are not. The Jets are going to get this done. They know that they've dug themselves into this where they have to get this deal done. And the reality is, it's not really a rush. On both parties, they can work this out. If it takes a little time, it takes a little time. But you're right. They got to get it done. And if they have to overpay, they got, for desperate times, desperate measures. Harlan says 187 watching and only 54 likes. Hit the like button. Listen to my man Harlan. We have just under 200 people watching with 61 likes. Let's get to 100 likes, everybody. Hit that thumbs up button for your boy. Let's get it going. PC with a $2. Jet Central said Packers fans want JJ. Okay. Packers fans want JJ is different than the Packers wanting JJ. If that's what we're talking about here, if the Packers fan base wants Jermaine Johnson, that's another story than the Packers organization looking to get him. Am I right? My man Sean says, sup, Rich? Just sitting down. Tell me you've also noticed no one is saying Elijah's name. All G. Wilson. They got to fire that man up. Elijah Moore is going to be unlocked. Obviously, this is Garrett Wilson's receiver room, but Elijah Moore is going to be pretty damn good with Aaron frickin' Rodgers. What's up, Richie? How's it going, my man? Caden, things are going well. Yesterday was a great day to be a Jets fan, and now we wait for it to be official. I'll be okay with bringing in Calais Campbell. No doubt, we're going all in to win. Go get that veteran. He's a perfect veteran, 36 years old and still playing at an elite level. Yep. Richie, I'm really excited for Tyler Conklin. I think with Rodgers throwing him, he can have 70 catches, 700 yards, and 6 touchdowns. He's coming into his prime. I agree, Frank. I think Tyler Conklin is an underrated player on this team. He didn't have the greatest season last year. I think his drops were kind of magnified. I think he had more good than bad this past season with the Jets. Also, the Packers benefit with holding out because it hurts their cap more to trade pre-June 1st. Yeah, but like June 1st, bro, like that's way too far down the line for that to happen. Packers GM is the holdup. He wants revenge on Rodgers for wanting him fired. Well, Joe Douglas has never lost a trade in his life. He's not going to lose one again. Ravens just did that second tag on Lamar. Is that so? Aaron has a leverage because someone is going to pay him $60 million. Yep, that's true. Who's JJ? Jermaine Johnson, the Jets' rookie D lineman last year, going into year 2. As a Packers fan, I wish you the best with Rodgers. Truly the greatest quarterback I've ever watched. Ready to move on to Love. Excited for the Packers and Jets' future. Well, Packers go. We appreciate you, and we welcome you on to the Jets fan base because I know there's going to be a good amount of Packers fans rooting for the Jets this season when A-Rod comes through. I think they signed Adam Thielen, release Corey Davis, and send Elijah Moore. That would be a mistake, John. Why would we want – I think Elijah Moore is better than Adam Thielen. Like, is that a bold take? Why would we want to get a player that's descending instead of a young player that's ascending? I agree that we're going to release Corey Davis. But why would we want to do that? I hope they do not do that. That would be a mistake. I can see Rodgers screwing the Packers by retiring and then later unretire to join the Jets. I don't know how that would work. I don't think that's possible. Richie, you should bring Ryan. Let's talk Jets on the stream. You guys together are awesome. You mean Jets talk 24/7? Love having that man on. Always. Packers have no leverage. They don't want to pay Rodgers, and he doesn't want to play there. But he will come in and be an ass for $60 million if they push the point. It's true. Oh, I didn't want to bring this up, VR, but we saw Braxton Berrios sign with the Dolphins today. What's with our guys going to the AFC's rivals? Come on. First, Mike White. They also got Dan Feeney. James Robinson to the Patriots. It is what it is. Vic says the Jets showed their desperation when the owner, GM, and coaches flew all the way to California to meet with Rodgers. The Jets owner will demand the front office to give up at least one first-round pick. I'm sorry, but I don't see that as desperation. I see that as being good business people. Let's go fly and meet the man in person and have a conversation with him to persuade him to come to the Jets. How's that desperate? Like, yeah, they want him on the Jets, and I think it's a good decision. It's a good business move. to go meet the man in person that you're trying to recruit to come to your team. It's just, like, I don't think that was a sign of desperation. That's just good business. You want to meet your clients in person. If you're a salesman in any other job, you have a better chance of selling your product to them face-to-face than virtually. Is that not facts? Let Packers keep Rodgers and pay him $60 million if they want to play hardball. We will be good going all in for Lamar. We'll see, man. What are your thoughts of the Jets, Bills, and Dolphins all making the playoffs this year? That'll be glorious. With the Jets winning the AFC East, they'll be the 3rd seed in the AFC, and then we got the Dolphins and Bills in the wild card. Woo! How about that? Elijah Moore's our slot now. Exactly. Why do we want to get rid of him? And Elijah's on the Rook contract. Exactly. It's not like Elijah's contract is big. We're not trading Elijah Moore. Still don't know where this is coming from. Add Kareem Hunt. So the Jets seem to be interested in a veteran running back. Now, the question is that going to be Kareem Hunt? Jamal Williams goes to the Saints. Who is it going to be? What was Berrios' contract? I don't know the money, but it was 1 year. I know that. Brees, Bam, and Hunt would be nice AF. Hey, don't forget my man Mike Carter, bro. Number 13th pick, no Rodgers. You referring to that the Jets have to give up the 13th pick in order to get Rodgers? Do you think the Jets will keep Zach and let him improve next year to A-Rod, or are they done with him? They're going to keep Zach for sure. He's their backup behind Aaron Rodgers. That's their vision. Elijah Moore hasn't even come close to scratching the surface. No way we're giving him away. I expect Garrett Wilson-type numbers from this year for Elijah. 80 catches, 1,000 yards with consistent quarterback play. Frank, you're on to something, man. If you look at Elijah Moore's final 6 games of his rookie year before he got injured, he was on pace to put up like 1,400 yards and have a crazy season. Then, unfortunately, last year, we all know that the fallout with Zach Wilson and Mike LaFleur, he wasn't involved in the offense. But now we have a new system, a new quarterback. We know how talented Elijah Moore is, man. Feed that, brother. Dear Lord, not Zeke. No Zeke. Love MC, but he did regress last year. I'm just hoping it was a little sophomore slump, and he's going to be back this year and be better. But he's slippery, man. He's got the juice, and I don't like to give up on. I like to give players 3 seasons because I know that the sophomore slump is real. So give him 3 years. I like it. Jets could be on a better path than us because at least you guys upgraded what as needed. Miami can get an O-line. It frustrates me so much. You mean can't? Why would they want to sign Cobb then? Just to please Rodgers, really. What's up, man? Problem is, when looking at this trade, you see it from the Jets' perspective and not Green Bay's. The Packers isn't just going to give Rodgers away. No, of course I see that. The Packers want to extract as much value as possible from Aaron Rodgers, but the Packers have to just realize that we're talking about a player that simply does not want to play for you guys anymore. This isn't like the Matthew Stafford situation with the Lions. The Lions want to do Matthew Stafford a favor by trading him to a destination that will help him win. And there was a quarterback involved, and the Lions got Jared Goff back, and that's why they were able to get 2 first-round picks. Matthew Stafford's also younger. The Packers need to realize that this man is 39 years old, and the Jets might be getting him for just 1 year. Asking for a first or multiple first-round picks is just ridiculous. The Jets got Brett Favre for a 4th-round pick, folks. A 4th conditional for Brett Favre. That's where the Jets' heads are at. The Johnsons remember when they traded for Favre, and it cost it a conditional 4th. And now they're hearing the Packers trying to get all this stuff. They're like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Packers are over a barrel. Jets need to negotiate hard, and I'm sure they are, man. They're buckling down. If there's one person in this world that I trust to negotiate a fair price, it's Joe frickin' Douglas, baby. It's Joey D. Trust you, Joey D. Are you on board the Mekhi train? Yes, Stefan, I am. I've been on this Mekhi train from day one, and I've been devastated every year he's been injured. Now we're seeing a slim ticket, I like to call him. A reinvigorated ticket as well. His mind is in a new place. He is the X factor for this O-line. If we get a healthy Mekhi Becton, this offensive line transforms to another level. And let's keep it real, guys. The offensive line last year was not bad because of talent or personnel. It was bad because of injuries. 5 tackles on the injured reserve. How do you survive that? Richie, you think we may need another running back, or are you comfortable running with Carter Bam until Breece gets back up to speed? They're going to add a veteran, I think. They were interested in Jamal Williams, and I think they're going to add a veteran. Who that veteran is, I'm not sure. I think Kareem Hunt is going to demand a little too much money for the Jets, but the Jets were interested in trading for Kareem Hunt when Breece Hall went down, and then they pivoted to trade for James Robinson. So that's something to keep in mind, that the Jets were in on Kareem Hunt at the deadline last year. So that tells you a little bit about that they're interested in him. We don't need to negotiate hard. Fair price is third round, conditional third to become a second. Yeah, man, the Packers are just digging their heels in and making this whole thing complicated. I think anything we get out of Becton is a bonus. We should get some depth. I think we're going to add to the tackle spot, but I'm confident that Becton's healthy. He's a starter. Guys, we're 3 likes away. Let's get to 100. 100 likes. 270 people watching. Let's go. Smash that button, baby. We appreciate that. Also, make sure you subscribe if you're new as well. We love every single one of you guys tuning in. Always a pleasure. Paris Johnson Jr. with 13 all the way. I'm in. The Pack is asking for 2 firsts. All they have to do is sit back and wait as all the QBs go off the board and the Jets get more and more desperate. Well, if they want to wait till the first, wait that long, the Jets can wait till after the draft, and then those draft picks they want is off the table. If we don't make the playoffs with Rodgers, is Saleh done? Yeah. Unless we're talking about some catastrophic injuries that happen or something. Would you take Zeke at the right price? No. I think Zeke is done. No, thank you. McKissick, Ingram, or Fournette? McKissick sounds interesting. Fournette, maybe. I don't know. I want a vet running back, but not too much of a vet. You feel? It's taking too long for this to happen. Facts, bro. Packers want the Jets 25, 26, 27 first. Yeah, RKL. They're being weird. Let the Packers play hardball. Trader Joe will bitch them. Let him know, Matt. You know the vibes. How about the Browns, number 3 running back? I forgot his name. Johnson? Is he a free agent? Damian Harris. I could see Damian Harris. He's solid. The Patriots just replaced him with James Robinson. Jets should grab Cook from Vikings. Okay, no. We do not need a star running back. We have our star. Eckler, no. We have our star running back in Breece. He's our star. It's just unfortunate that he's coming off an injury. That's the only reason why we're looking for a running back. And Hackett likes to run running back by committee approach as well. We don't need a star running back. We don't need to waste assets at that position. We just need to get another body in there. Trade for Devontae Adams. Unrealistic, but obviously can't say no to that. I'll happily pass on Rodgers if they want to first. If they want to first, they're just out of their freaking minds. Okay? 1 first, I can hear that. 2 firsts? Absolutely not, bro. We're talking about a quarterback that might play 1 full season with the Jets potentially. 2 firsts for 1 season? The Packers are out of their mind for even thinking about that. I'm telling you. Packers are going to screw Rodgers after he threw the organization under the bus. Well, the organization was the one that faulted him in the first place, so they got to do their right. Who you want at outside linebacker if we can't keep Quan? I like Miles Jack, who just got released. Hall not ready till Christmas. I don't think this is true, John. Not till Christmas. It doesn't take more than 12 months to come back. Jago says, Jets fans are getting a taste of the hate that exists between Rodgers and Gut. The pettiness level between those two is epic. I predict Packers drag this out. Oh, God. We're in for a rude awakening, folks. Do you think we trade for Kevin Byard or Budda Baker? I mean, we just traded for a safety already, Chuck Clark. So I don't see that happening, no. Barkley. No, John. Saquon. Guys, the Jets are not going after a top-tier running back. We have our top-tier running back. Okay? This is false, Rami. Saquon had an amazing season last year. It just took him a little bit of years to get him back to that level. I think that's Saquon proved that players can come back from those bad knee injuries, such as Adrian Peterson as well, which gives me confidence in Brees. I think that the draft needs to be focused in on interior defensive linemen, bro. Look at our D linemen. We are thin all of a sudden at D tackle. We're good on the edge, but D tackle, we're looking not good. Brees Hall was running in those anti-grab treadmills like a month or two ago. Yeah, and he's going to begin running, I believe, in a month or two as well. It's not going to take till Christmas for him to come back unless there's a setback. If they want 2 firsts, they got to pay the entire $58 million. Facts. What happened to Jonathan Marshall? Jonathan Marshall was signed off our practice squad by the Steelers last year. DT is a need indeed. And the funny thing about the DT being a need is that we have one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL. Just so happens that this defense requires multiple of them. Everyone is different. Brees is a beast. He may be the same early this season, and technically, and medicine is so much better now. True? Packers need to hurry and trade him. Yep. Rodgers is going to make Conklin better too. Haven't talked about that. Tanyan was a dog solely because of AR-12. Facts, don't sleep on Jeremy Ruckert as well. I like what we saw from Ruckert in the final game of the year where we finally got action. CJ Uzomah is a vet out there. I like our tight end rooms, and we know that Rodgers likes his tight ends. I agree. I hope Carter falls to 13. Can you imagine that? Bro, that man's draft value is plummeting. He was supposed to be a number 1 overall pick, remember, at one point. I think Carl Lawson, a full year removed from major injury, will be that beast we saw in the first training camp, plus on a contract year, looking for double-digit sacks. So we actually heard that the Jets are shopping Carl Lawson. I don't know if that's going to eventually mean that they're going to release him or move on from him, but I'd prefer that they restructure his deal and extend him. We'll see. I'm all for keeping Carl Lawson for this exact reason, Frank. I'm with you. We need to bring in Calais Campbell. Yes, Mario, I'm in on that. Any DTs left in free agency? Yeah, Calais Campbell. The Jets won't want Jalen Carter. I agree. I don't think I'd want him, to be honest. He's not looking good. More to Cleveland for a second. No. We need as many weapons as possible for Rodgers. I think we need to keep Lawson. I agree. Second year off injury in the breakout year, 100%. Jalen had one of the worst pro days in history. He would have been better off not showing up. It's true. Conklin has more tattoos than NFL catches. Oh, that's funny. How many catches did he have last year? Let's look at his stats. I mean, 58 catches for 552 yards. It's not the best season in the world. Pretty solid for the Jets perspectives. 58 catches, 552 yards, 3 touchdowns. I think that with Rodgers, he can get to like 65, 70 catches, 700 yards, and like 5 or 6 touchdowns. Definitely think that can happen. Draft JSN. Now, this would be interesting if we did that. I would love JSN. You're talking about Garrett Wilson reuniting with JSN and Alan Lazard and keeping Elijah and having Denzel Mims. Woo. How many primetime games do you think we get, Richie, and versus who? I can see 3. I think we're going to finally get a Sunday night football game. I could see us against one of our division rivals. We're versing the Chiefs this year, the Eagles this year. One of those games on primetime. Yeah, I think it's going to be a division game and maybe against one of those Super Bowl teams last year, like the Chiefs or the Eagles. Oh, Giants could be a primetime game, no doubt. We're versing the Giants this year. Would you take Carter if he falls to us? I honestly don't know. I prefer to stay away from him. He scares me, to be real. We can't afford to miss out on a 13th overall pick. I think that's too much of a risk. Also, Richie, can we give Bryce Huff more snaps, or do you see him as a third down specialist like we've been using him? His rush Nate's numbers were insane. I would love to keep giving that man more playing time, no doubt. Jerick McKinnon. I like Jerick McKinnon. I think Jerick McKinnon would be actually a good depth piece in the rotation. Jago with the $5 super chat. Thank you, my friend. We appreciate the donations. Settle in, Jets fans. You have ringside seats for a battle between Gut and Rodgers to see who can out-petty the other. Packers won't make this easy. So, yeah, the Packers faithful, they know more about their own front office, obviously, than we do as Jets fans. So it's good to hear the inside thoughts of where they come from. And they feel like it's a personal thing. And I just hope it just doesn't drag out and they don't make it. At least Jets fans know where Rodgers stands. And that's refreshing because we were in the dark for a while. We did not know whether he wanted to play for the Jets, he wanted to retire. We didn't know. So finally, Rodgers cleared it up and just told the world, I want to play for the Jets. The holdup is the Packers trying to get too much. Trade out of the 13th. This is another possibility. If we trade our second this year, I can see the Jets trading back from 13, getting that second-round pick back, and building this team out. No doubt about it. But also don't sleep on the Jets trading up because they are not afraid to trade up for a player that they think is going to be a difference maker. But in this draft class, I think you'd be benefiting from trading back because it's not that deep of a class. It's not as top-heavy. I think that it would be smart for the Jets to trade back. Cowboys Thanksgiving game. This is a possibility. We versed Dallas in Dallas this year. So keep an eye on for the Jets Cowboys Thanksgiving game this year, no doubt. JD is a trading wizard. Let him do his thing. He won't let Green Bay swindle us unless Johnson step in and F's it up. Yeah. Woody Johnson, stay out of Joe Douglas's business. You've done a good job of allowing the Jets resources and money to get it done. Singletary. I think Singletary would be a good ad. I like Devin Singletary. I do. I think that would be a good ad for the Jets. All the top tackles would be gone by 25. Yeah, you don't want to trade down too far. You want to get your tackle, no doubt. We need O-line ASAP, linebacker, and safety. So, yeah, I mean, we just need one more linebacker, and that's where Quan comes in, hopefully. Their safeties right now are Jordan Whitehead, Chuck Clark, Tony Adams, Ashton Davis. They're probably going to draft another one. And we need a center, no doubt. Is Damian Harris under contract? I'm not sure. They just signed James Robinson, so I'm assuming not. Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings. Hey, let's bring the whole band back together. How about that? Why do we need another running back? Just because of the fear of Breece Hall. Like, Breece Hall's injury is serious, so the Jets got to act accordingly and make sure that they are going in this with the perspective of being really smart with their money and really smart with their assets. Because this is a win-now team all of a sudden, guys. Let that sink in. We are in win now mode, Super Bowl mode, which means we got to get as much depth, as much talent on the team right now, not in the future, today. This is it, folks. Here's the best part about Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't have to be elite. As long as he is above average, we have a running game and elite defense to back him up. Franchise, exactly, Malcolm. Thank you. This is where people, the haters come in like, oh, Rodgers is washed. Well, actually, the Jets don't need him to be elite. I mean, it would be great for him to be elite, right? But if we had an average quarterback last year, the Jets are in the playoffs. That's how good this team was on the ground and the defense. That's how freaking good this team is. So you add a quarterback like Rodgers where all he needs to be is a game manager, make the right decisions, get the ball in the end zone, score like 22 points a game, limit the turnovers, and we're going to win a lot of football games, bro. What happened to McGovern? He is still a free agent. The Jets seem to be wanting to move off of him, but his market doesn't seem to be looking good. Gardner Johnson or Julian Love at free safety. I don't see the Jets signing either of them. I don't think that they're going to break the bank for a safety. I know it's a need, but I don't think they're going to want to bring in a big ticket one. I think they'd rather go through the draft and keep that position cheap. Berrios is touring the AFC East. Yep, Bills are next. The Bills are next. Watch next year him sign with the Bills. Would you want Brian Branch at 13? Getting a safety in the first round, Calvin Pryor, Jamal Adams. I don't know. It really depends how the offseason. Who are we getting a tackle in the offseason, right? I'd rather go offensive line over safety. No doubt about it. That is so much more important. Protecting Aaron Rodgers and opening up holes in the run game is more important than a back end of the safety, I'm telling you. Who do you think the trade and compensation would look like? I'm hopeful it's like a second-round pick this year and a conditional third next year with Corey Davis and maybe another player. Rodgers would be way better than Manning when he won his Super Bowl with Denver. Facts. Facts indeed, man. Can we get Lil Wayne? I did see that Lil Wayne was excited that the Jets signed or that Aaron Rodgers is excited to come to the Jets. Is Lil Wayne a Jets fan? Jet Life, we need OBJ. Thanks for the super chat, my friend. I don't see the Jets getting OBJ. I don't see that happening, my friend. I just don't. Jets draft Broderick Jones. O-line gets a lot better. I'm down. Modine wants the tight end from Notre Dame. I don't know. I mean, that man does seem like a freak. Kind of like a Gronk vibe. Who's your preferred tackle? I like Jones a lot. I think Jones. You could sell me on Scott Aronski as well, man. The deal is yet to get done soon because Gutekunst, I can't even say this guy's name, Packers GM, has to make sure Rodgers is out the door before he responds to what he said on McAfee. Hopefully you're right, man. Jonathan, super chat, says week 1, Sunday night versus Patriots, we end the streak. Give me the Pats week 1. We need to end that streak immediately. How do you feel about the Packers holding you guys hostage? It's annoying, but it'll all be worth it when the deal gets done eventually. I hope Berrios muffs a punt to secure their playoff spot now. I'm down. John digging that optimistic outlook. There you go, John. John says when OBJ gets 0 calls for what he's wanting, I think we could get him for cheap. when you've played half a season in 3 years, you can't command much. Facts. I don't know how he's going to get that money he's looking for. Thanks, Rich. I'm sick of Bill's crap. We all are. I wish we still had Jonathan Marshall on the squad. Me too, man. This would have been his opportunity at defensive tackle. Steelers snagged him off our practice squad. I think he's going to be a great player. I agree. I was really excited about that draft pick, and he flashed whenever he entered the field, and I'm sure the Jets are pissed about that. VR, my man, with the $5 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Means a lot to the channel as always. Jets going to eat this year mac and cheese with Tua fish and sandwiches and the Buffalo Bills on the grill. Woo! My man's spitting bars out there. My man's spitting bars. You love it. Shout out to VR. All right, so I don't know if there's any other news about when the Jets are going to announce their next signing, right? Like, are they working with other free agents? Are they working with the Packers? What's going on here? The OBJ market is interesting right now. Oh, gosh. I just hope that this whole thing ends quickly, man. Any record predictions? 11-6, 12-5. No O-line to protect. We got the O-line. Just got to stay healthy, my man. In Joe we trust. Believe. Saying everyone is healthy, how do you see the AFC playing out? Dude, this is the best that this Jets team has stacked up against a division in my life. Like, we have a chance to win the division this year, folks. We do. We were in the AFC East hunt last year with no quarterback. What do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to do? Like, but this defense, bro, people can doubt it all they want, but it's the facts. I'm not going to sit here and say it's a guaranteed that they're going to win the division, but this is the best chance the Jets have had to win the AFC East in forever. Again, not calling it like it's going to happen, but the chance is there. With the Patriots in the division cellar, the Dolphins are getting better. The Bills are kind of staying exactly the same. Yeah, we have a chance. Low-key, Joe Douglas learned from the best, Ozzie and Howie Roseman. I know. Some people still want him gone. 13-4, Richie. Jets, Jets, baby. All right, you see the vision. Can't fault you on that one. Everybody listen to Rich and hit that like. Let's go. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Harlan. Appreciate that. 11 wins. All right, let's do that. Guys, how many wins are the Jets going to get when Aaron Rodgers comes to the Jets? Realistic predictions only. How many wins are the Jets going to get? All right, let's see what the chat has to say. 17 wins. I see that. 9, says Modine. 14, says PC. 12, says John. 11, 12, 12, 12, 11, 13, 13, 12, 15, 12, 8, 11, 12, 12. Modine doubles down, says 9 again. 12, 12, 11, 12, 13, 17, 10 max. 11 to 12, 11, 12 and 13, 12, 13. Oh, wow. So you guys are optimistic. You guys are optimistic. Richie, I don't care how many wins we have. At least we will have 10 plus. That's it. Facts. All right, folks, we're going to open this up to a Jets Q&A. I want to hear from you all. I want to hear you guys. call-in show is beginning. Let's go, baby. The call-in show begins. You guys are welcome to join me, conversate about what the heck is going on with this team. If you guys want to call in, click the link at the top of the chat. And you guys can join in. Let's get it going. Because Jets fans were all waiting together. For 2 weeks, we were waiting for the news for him to come here. And now we got the announcement that Rodgers wants to come here. Okay, what's next? Well, we need the announcement that it's officially happening. That's next. Let's go. Do you want to sign Lyle Collins? A little up there in age. We got our veteran in Dwayne Brown. I'd rather go younger. Dwayne Brown's here. We don't need another version of him. Feel me? You feel me? All right, we're going to bring in some foes. I got to change my headline name. My headline name says Knicks Media. I'm not Knicks Media right now. Can I change that right now? I don't think so. I got to do that when I walk in. All right. All right, we're going to bring in the first guest in Matthew.
Yo, what's going on, Richie? How you doing?
I'm doing great, my man. Just waiting for this man to arrive. How about you?
So I've been texting Connor a little bit here and there, Connor Hughes, which mainstream media really doesn't know anything right now. They all like to pretend they do, but they don't.
Yeah.
So where my head's at, so the June 1st deadline, right? Where the Packers can move the cap, part of the cap that they need to pay this year to the next year. I could see that happening. But if you're Green Bay, and I look at this like a respect kind of thing, Aaron Rodgers, an 18-year-long Packer, one of the greatest to ever put on the uniform, are you really going to hold that man out like that?
That's exactly my whole thing, Matthew. Like, where does the ethics come in here? And then you hear like, oh, well, the Rodgers called him out, and now they want to spite Rodgers, and they're going to hold this thing out till June 1st potentially for the exact reason you're talking about. And I agree with you, man. It's kind of annoying that this organization has this much spite. Like, do the right thing. Get the value that's fair instead of just being this. I mean, I went through the same thing as a Knicks fan with the whole Donovan Mitchell trade, and it fell through. So what else is Connor Hughes telling you?
It's all just the mumble jumble. So like the deal is close. We heard that from Trey Wingo, right? They're not that far off, and they're not as far off as people think they are. The number 13 pick is definitely in the conversation. The Packers want it, obviously, but the Jets are trying. I think the Jets are trying to go the second round with a conditional pick next year, which would make sense. I sign up for that. And honestly, you could do me enough convincing to where, you know what, if they really want the 13 pick and that's what's going to push it before OTAs, fine.
Yeah, man, that's what it comes down to. And the Jets are trying their hardest to not sacrifice that 13th pick. But then when you think of it, you know what? If we have to sacrifice that first-round pick, we're talking about Aaron freaking Rodgers, and we don't want to give it up.
The best quarterback I've ever seen in my life was Mark Sanchez, man, or maybe Ryan Fitzpatrick. I need something.
Gosh, it's so true, and it's so sad. It's so sad, Matt. Like, listening to hearing you say that just reminds me that, you know, one first-round pick, and think of it this way. We had 3 firsts last year. I think that kind of outweighs if we can sacrifice one this year, right?
Absolutely, man. Thank you for the call, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate the inside news. Appreciate you, bro. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, we have Matthew tuning in. Thank you, man. Next call, we got Alan. What's up, Alan? Can you hear me?
Hey, what's going on, Richie? How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you good. How you doing, bro?
Not bad. what I don't understand, and I will never understand it, is why would Joe Douglas accept an invite to see Aaron Rodgers without a deal or 99% of the deal being done? I will never understand it. Now they're playing hardball. And Joe Douglas is a shrewd deal maker. That's why this makes absolutely no sense. Because that's
on.
that's why I don't understand this. It bothers me to the point where now, I mean, I was on a couple of Packers sites and they're like, oh, we're going to get 13. We're going to get Elijah Moore. And I'm thinking to myself, this is not Joe Douglas. It's not him. I don't get why he would accept an invite to see him without the deal being done. I'm still don't understand it.
Yeah, so I think if you think of it from the timeline, right, timeline-wise, at the point when they went to visit him, Aaron Rodgers has not made his mind up that he wants to play for the Jets. So first day they convinced him to play for the Jets, because if you think of it, they've met him last Tuesday, and then Aaron Rodgers said that he told the Jets Friday that he wants to play and he wants to play for the Jets. So the Jets had to meet with him in order to, meet face-to-face, give him their sales pitch, give him their vision for Aaron Rodgers to feel comfortable to make his ultimate decision. And then when Aaron Rodgers made his decision, then that's when the Jets and the Packers had to really figure it out. But to your point, Alan, the Jets and the Packers, they touched base at the Super Bowl about a trade. Yeah. So they've been talking about this for weeks and weeks and weeks. And like I said, and like you just said, Joe Douglas, he knows how to maximize his values. He's never lost a trade. And I do think this is the first time we're seeing Joe Douglas maneuver a trade in the way where we're trying to get someone great instead of we're trading someone else great to get the picks back. You feel me? So things are different for Douglas. And I'm hopeful that he can just figure out a way, because you're right. The 13th pick plus Elijah Moore, that's what the Packers fans want. That's ridiculous, and that's not Joe Douglas.
I understand what you're saying, but again, how the parameters of a deal when they spoke at the Super Bowl or at the Senior Bowl, I mean, they've spoken about this for better part of 6 weeks. How those parameters were not ironed out, and now we're starting from square one. It makes no sense. That's why I don't understand why Joe Douglas didn't have this deal set. I would never have met with Aaron Rodgers unless the deal was set. Never. I would never have taken the meeting. Absolutely not. I would never have taken the meeting. Like if, for example, if the Packers said right off the bat, we want 2 first-round picks, and then you can meet him, the Joe Douglas would have never taken the meeting. That's what I just don't understand. It boggles my mind why he would accept the meeting without the deal being completed. It makes no sense.
Well, you do bring up a good point, Alan, and I appreciate your call, my man.
No problem, man.
Thank you, bro. So Alan brings up a good point. And I think what his perspective of it is, why would the Jets take a meeting to meet with Rodgers if a deal is not agreed upon? And the thing that we don't know is, what if they did have the parameters of a deal agreed on, and then when Rodgers announced that he wants to be a Jet, then the Packers said, you know what, we have a little more leverage here than we think. We're going to dig our heels down, and we're going to switch the deal up a little bit. We want more. And that's probably where the Jets are getting real pissed off. Like, what do you mean? We had the parameters of the deal. Why are you switching it up on us? And the Packers are being snobs, and they're saying, you know what? We got leverage. We're gonna shift our focus and try to get more from you, because they feel like we're desperate. But from the perspective of the Jets meeting with Rodgers without a deal in place, like I said, you got to be able to convince Rodgers to play with the Jets first, because at that time, Rodgers did not even want to play football. Well, he didn't agree. He didn't make up his mind of wanting to play football or not. He didn't even tell the world or anybody if he wants to play football and if he wants to play for the Jets. So the Jets had to go meet him in person in order to give him the vision in the first place. And I get where he's coming from. It would make way more sense if the Jets and the Packers had a deal ready to go, and all they're waiting for is Rodgers to say yes, and then they agree on the deal, and all is said and done, right? That's the perfect world. But unfortunately, it's more complicated than that. But I hear where my man Alan was coming from, and I appreciate the call, my man. Momo with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Momo. He says, Rich, thank you for the shout-out Friday for my daughter's Olivia's wedding. I taped it and showed all the Jets fans. They loved it. Thank you again. Great job. Momo, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Thanks for showing everybody. And again, congratulations to your daughter, and hope you guys had a fantastic wedding last weekend. That must have been awesome. So Thank you for the $5, my man. Really does help out the channel. We got Dan coming in next. How's it going, Dan?
Hey, not too bad. You?
I'm doing pretty well.
Do you know what this trade? They should do a 1 first rounder and trade 3 players from the Jets depth chart. And then they'll finish out this trade. What do you think?
Which players on the depth chart? you
Like
looking at?
the edge rusher, they got the backup edge rusher, their safety Whitehead, and maybe Corey Davis or Elijah Moore, both those received, or Tyler Conklin, their tight end.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Jets are going to put more picks and less players. I don't think it's going to take 3 players in the depth chart. I think they rather package the picks rather than the players because we need the players to win right now, Dan, right? We want to go after the Super Bowl this year. So I think that the Jets are going to include a player, maybe 2, but at least we're going to pack. I think the parameters of the deal is going to be more centered around draft picks than players.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe because Green Bay is going short-handed on tight ends, so I figure if they want to get Mercedes Lewis or maybe bring in Tanyan, they can get rid of one of their tight ends and send them to Green Bay in the package.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. Well, Dan, I appreciate the call in, my friend, and hopefully this deal gets done soon. Am I right?
Yeah, this is tiring watching us wait.
Oh, it is tiring. I appreciate the call, Dan.
Well, thank you.
All right, another great caller coming in. He brings up a good point again. 3 players plus a pick. Anything's on the table at this point, bro. Anything's on the table. Next caller, we got my man Poppy in the house.
What's up, Rich?
How you doing, bro?
Sorry, I just got off of work.
It's all good.
Yeah, so the reason why I've been bringing up Davante Adams is because I think he would be the great addition to Aaron Rodgers to make us the Super Bowl contenders this year.
Yeah, I agree. I just wish it was more realistic.
Oh, no, here's the thing. I think he's worth a first-round pick.
No doubt. Multiple it would have to be.
Well, because, like, I've been doing it on PFF, Pro Football Focus, and they said they only need 1. And we could give up Corey Davis or Elijah Moore. I would give up Elijah Moore for Davante Adams. And my brother, a Patriots fan, has been saying, like, he has a lot of drama or he's a diva. So I was wondering if we could try to take some of the diva out. That's why I was thinking, like, I would rather have Davante Adams than Elijah Moore because Davante Adams is proven, Elijah Moore isn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no question Davante Adams is on a different stratosphere than Elijah Moore, but the thing that is really complicated is the money. Davante Adams' contract is through the roof. Elijah Moore's on a rookie deal, so I don't know if they'd be able to even afford Davante Adams' contract without cutting half their roster. Like, it's a lot harder than you think to fit in his contract on top of the trade package that you have to get him. So, unfortunately, Poppy, I would love Davante Adams, but I just don't see it happening. But
one last thing. But what about Aaron Rodgers' contract? I thought I was hearing like we're trying to rework it because the people were there when we met him. So if we try to rework that contract so that he could get his friend Davante Adams, wouldn't that work? I'm not trying to argue with you, Richie. I'm just trying to does that make sense?
You're trying to see if it's possible, but unfortunately, even when we land Aaron Rodgers, his cap hit this year is not even that much. It's only $15 million, and there's no way they can get that lower. And I just want to quickly look at Davante Adams' contract because it's one of the highest paid wide receiver contracts in the entire NFL. So his cap hit is, I mean, we just can't afford it, unfortunately.
How much is it, though?
I mean, right now the contract's $140 million. It goes up to
holy
25
cow.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, man. I didn't know how much it was. That's what I didn't realize. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, man. It's unfortunate. I'd love to do it. I mean, the cap number is not that much this year. It's only 15 million, and then it goes up to 25, and then 44, and then 44 in the back end of the deal. But unfortunately, it's not as realistic as we think. But Poppy, I appreciate the call in because I'm down to think about anybody.
All right, man. Have a good one, man.
You too, man. Appreciate all the support. Davante Adams to the Jets. I mean, it's something you got to consider, right? We got VR next. VR, what's up, bro? Can you hear me?
Yo, what's up, my brother?
What's up, man? How you doing?
First off, I want to say, you do a great job with all this stuff. I mean, Jets, Knicks, I mean, Bing Bong, all that stuff, man.
Thank you, man.
Like,
Appreciate
I
that.
want to, give you your props for that. I got a couple of points. First point is, I feel Jets still got some leverage as long as LJ is out there. Lamar Jackson is out there. And, we even came out, the Jets have come out and said, yeah, Lamar Jackson, we interested, we look into that. And plus, JD has a history with the Ravens, so he has people in that building that he can, talk to, conversate with, and say, hey, what can we do to get a deal? So, even if Aaron Rodgers, I love Aaron Rodgers, I know that he wants to be here with the Jets, and he said as much in the podcast. If it doesn't go through, we got a plan B at least. It may cost a little bit more money, but I mean, LJ would be, probably the same, amount of quarterback that A-Rod would be at a younger, a more expensive clip, but younger. The second thing I want to say real quick, and then I'll let you answer, is I'm tired of this dude, Adam Schefter, man. That dude is a smug NFL troll, bro.
How about him getting absolutely roasted?
Yo, I am so happy that Aaron Rodgers came out and said what he said, man, because that dude is a troll. And then, for sour grapes, he comes out and says the next day, oh, despite Aaron Rodgers stating his desire to play for the New York Jets, the two sides are not even close to completing a deal. Yeah, right, man. Come on. Dude, he's just pissed. He's upset, because A-Rod, he pulled up his dress. That's what I got to say, bro. You're doing a great job. Love your show. Peace.
Thank you, VR. Great call, my friend. Great call. Shout out to VR, man. Supporter of Jets media and Knicks media. His first point, he thinks that the Jets have leverage because Lamar Jackson's still out there. And as long as Lamar Jackson's out there, then the Packers could hypothetically say, oh, wait, we might have to get this deal done. Otherwise, the Jets might pivot to Lamar Jackson. And if the Jets do that, then we're stuck with his contract. So he does bring up a good point there. And Adam Schefter getting roasted is definitely refreshing because he always takes his little snaps and little jabs to the Jets whenever he can. So to see Adam Schefter be put in his place by Aaron Rodgers was definitely a thing of beauty. So again, shout out to my man VR. Great supporter of the channel. All my channels, really. All right, next caller, we got JD Jets. Are you Joe Douglas? What's up, man?
I wish, man. Appreciate all the content, man. You and all the Jets guys do awesome, especially during these stressful times. It's nice to be able to come in here and freak out a little bit.
Thank you, man.
I think this trade is just really interesting because, trying to be as unbiased as possible, I really think both sides have, equal leverage, and I feel like that doesn't happen a ton. And I think that Saleh and LaFleur's relationship might help this get done a little smoother than people are giving it credit for. My perfect trade package, which I think is fair, we do a pick swap round one, give them a second and a conditional next year, and we just call it. But we'll see what happens. And besides that, I just want to say, man, I can't wait to see you giving all the AFC East roundtable people a tough time this summer. Once the season starts, I'm hyped, man.
Oh, the AFC's roundtable is going to be something special, my friend. Thank you for the call, my man. I appreciate that. Big time shout out to JD Jets, another great call. And we got Jets fans tuning in, and, this trade is very interesting, right? And he brings up great points. I think the compensation is very similar to what he had to say. And I think it's going to get done. So big time shout out to JD. Great call, and as always. And I really like his package. I really like his package a lot. My man JD. Next up, we got Henry. What's good, Henry?
Man. It's happening. I'm ready for this exciting offseason that we're actually talking positive. We don't get that.
Dude, I actually saw a video of yours pop up on my screen today.
Yeah, that was my first one because I made reactions to Zach. It is what it is with the draft, and then when we got Sauce and Garrett, and I that did really well. But I talk about movies usually. But now that we're finally able to talk positive, I want to. I'm Confidential Movie Talk. I've commented on your thing a few times. You've seen those, but it's one of those.
What's your channel name?
Confidential Movie Talk. That's my movie one.
Oh, that's sick. I got to check it out. I'm a big movie buff.
Yeah. But everything with this, the positivity that we actually get to watch live, because I live in Northwest Indiana, so there's no Jets fans around here, and I can walk around with my Jets gear pretty much all of last season, and then just talking about it in the offseason, like no one's roasting me. So that's exciting. I don't get that often.
Dude, imagine that. We are literally the talk of the entire league where you wear a Jets
Literally.
hat. Like any football fan is going to look at you and have something to say. What are they mostly? Colts fans?
A lot of Bears fans, some Packers
Bears fans.
fans, which is ironically just because of, the Midwest, all that. And then Colts fans. So it's literally a spread of that. But I actually have some friends that are Dolphins fans, and a lot of them are nervous because, obviously they're cocky with, what they got, and whatever. But they're actually, feeling threatened because, everyone's seen what Rodgers has done to the Bears, all throughout our lives. So they're nervous that he's going to start, especially with that chip on his shoulder, and he's got that fire.
Ooh,
That was-
I didn't think of it like that, bro. The Dolphins going to become our Bears? Ooh. I mean,
But
he owns that.
I would prefer the Patriots to be our Bears. Just
Yeah,
fine with
true.
payback.
Let's just sweep the damn Patriots. I mean, they're at the bottom now, and let's just continuously bury them. I mean, they're on the bottom yet, right? We're still on the bottom in terms of last year, but it seems like the Patriots are really not doing anything in this offseason. I love everything about that.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we're finally to a point where when we're doing like predictions and seeing the schedule, like nothing's really, obviously the Chiefs just because of, who they are and, everything like that. But other than that, everyone on the schedule, I'm not really afraid of anybody. And like, there's a universe where we could, win more games than we've ever won, like, in my lifetime.
What
I'm
a time
almost
to be
30,
alive,
so
Henry.
that's
Yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying. I'm jacked.
I'm turning 25, 5 years apart. We've been through it all together, man. It's not easy, but we suffered long enough for this moment right here, and hopefully Aaron Rodgers is that piece.
Oh, I'm excited. It's going to be a great time. And also just the vibe around them, just all the Twitter stuff, all the players, actually having them up.
Facts.
Even if they didn't know anything behind the scenes, just the showcasing, the love and just,
The
and
hunger.
then no one was making fun of them for that. Like, 5 years ago, if someone was doing that, they're like, who are these Jets players thinking they are trying to, recruit Aaron Rodgers? Like, what are we talking about? But most of them are like, oh no, do they know something? Like, they actually,
Exactly,
it's a good feeling.
because you know why? Because they're good players, and the people around the NFL recognize that. Oh, we have the rookie of the year, both of them talking. Like, it's not like we have scrubs doing this. We got actually bona fide studs, and they're young, and they're like us. They're younger than us. It's hard for me to comprehend that there's Jets players younger than me, but it's a fact. And they're having fun. They're like fans. They're like relating to us Jets fans. That's my favorite part about the whole Twitter player conversation. You see them celebrating just like us, and we saw Garrett Wilson responding to the Trey Wingo tweet just like any of us. Like, it wasn't like he knew anything. That's freaking hilarious. Well, Henry,
And
good luck to all your channels.
Last thing.
Last point. Let's hear it.
Good luck to Makai. I'm rooting for him. I
Love
come
that.
on. We need it. We need it.
He is, I'm going to say it all offseason, the missing piece in the X factor to this whole team.
The
Because
fact that we're not really going at offensive line gives me reason to think that they have faith in him, like legitimately, even if it's one last chance, they genuinely have faith in him. So.
I agree, man. This is a contract year for him. I don't know if they're going to pick up his 5th-year option or not, but this is it for Makai, and I'm rooting for him just like you, and I got high expectations.
Absolutely. See you around, buddy.
All right, Henry. Appreciate you. All right, shout out to Henry. Check out his channels. He uploaded his reaction to the Pat McAfee show yesterday, and he has a good movie channel as well. I'll be checking out. Yeah. So, Jets fans, here we are. And I don't know when it's going to happen, but I promise you it will happen. I don't know when, like I said, but believe it, it will happen. So that's going to wrap up this show, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into today. If we can get to 200 likes before we wrap it up, that'll be phenomenal. We have 183 likes. Let's get to 200. 200 likes. Let's get to 200 likes, baby. If you did not already, hit that thumbs up button before we wrap up the show today. It was a fun show. Free agency watch. Oh, I forgot to mention. Reminder. One Jets Drive, Jets Twitter diehards releases tonight featuring your boy right here. I'm going to be featured on One Jets Drive tonight at 8 o'clock. The New York Jets YouTube channel will be posting it. I don't know what to expect, but I'm going to be on that episode, and it starts tonight. I don't know if I'm going to go live for it or live after it, but stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch that. I'll tell you that much. And I can't wait. I freaking can't wait. Hey, we already hit 200 likes. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Let's freaking go, Jets. I'll see you guys on One Jets Drive tonight. And hopefully the trade happens sooner rather than later. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's go, Jets. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.